Why you stupid ass popping willies?
Like comics are supposed to be like people who spend like years just developing and honing this skill. And then YouTubers are more like, it's much more of a I just want to present myself like we're buddies. And you can kind of watch this and just feel like you're having a conversation with somebody and not really have to overthink it.
Yeah. A lot of comedy that you don't have to overthink is like the best kind.
Right. People love that. And I don't, because my comedy, I think, is something where it's like, I do jokes where, and I like people who do jokes that you can miss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like jokes that it's possible to not get.
You like Anthony Jeselnik, I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think he's a very good comedy writer. Years ago, the comparison was made between Jon Stewart and Dane Cook. That like a certain percentage of the population simply will not understand what Jon Stewart is saying. Everyone understands what Dane is saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily make one a better, not a comic or not, which, even though John is, but it's more that it's just a different way of doing comedy. And you're going to get a different audience doing comedy that doesn't challenge people, because comedy that challenges people is going to piss a lot of people off. Mm-hmm. They'll feel inferior. They feel like you're making them work and you're impugning their intelligence. But for someone like me, I only enjoy comedians who are saying something that I feel most people wouldn't get.
No, yeah, you're 100% correct on that. I have another question for you. Since you worked on SNL, do you know you've obviously met Chris Redd, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is he a cool dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't like me either.
Interesting.
That's another guy. I met him before. It was weird because he let me come to his comedy show for free, which was really cool. Me and him had a Twitter thing back when I was like 19. And it was fun. It was all for fun. But I don't think it likes me still to this day.
Huh.
He's a cool dude.
Do you know what you did?
Yeah, I do know. Okay, so he was dating this girl. I don't even know if I'll say it. No one's going to watch this. He was dating this girl named Crystal Marie. Do you know her?
I don't think so.
She's a famous comedian. Well, she's pretty famous. But she's like 35, and I was 19 at this time. And I was at Nikki Glazer's stand-up show, and she opened for Nikki. And then she calls me out of the crowd and calls me handsome. And this girl is a smoke show, right? She's smoking hot. And no girl's ever called me handsome before of that caliber. And then I see on Instagram that Chris follows her. He knows her. And then I DM him just dicking around because she's 35. I was 19. I was like, there's nothing will ever happen, obviously. And I was like, yo, Chris, hook me up with Crystal. And then he was like, no, man. I was like, oh, come on, dude. She's hot. Like, just taking the piss, basically, because, I never thought it'd happen. But it turns out he was dating Crystal at the time. And he thought I was, like, trying to move in on his girl. And I was like, well, Chris, like, this isn't going to happen. Like, I'm kidding. And he was like, yeah, I know. We're cool. But I still think there's a little animosity.
That's really funny.
Yeah. They're not together, but.
Yeah, that's because as a 19-year-old comic, established comics in their 30s, and this is, I think, sort of explains both this and the Annie situation, they want you to be more afraid of them.
Yeah. So
they want
good that I'm not?
They couldn't tell that you were. It's not that you weren't. I know you were. They think that a lot of times people fill in the gaps. And with you, they were filling in the gaps and assuming you were just a super confident alpha male. Because, I mean, they don't really know much. They're sort of, a lot of times, it's snap decisions, whether or not they're true or not. They see a person who looks a certain way. Comedians usually don't look that way. Comedians are usually more awkward. I think that they just sort of got a little annoyed by the confidence that they think you're not allowed to have yet.
No, yeah, that 100% think that's what the case was. Because she told me, like, don't have that. Haney said this when she was ripping me apart. She was like, don't have that level of confidence. Go up there humble. I was like, sorry.
And the funny thing is, like I said, I just guessed, and that is what she said. But of course, that's also counterintuitive to the audience. The audience wants you confident.
Like, I don't want to go up there like a schmuck and just
Exactly. No, it's good. The audience is going to treat you better with that confidence.
Yeah.
The comics just don't want to see someone that age. I mean, I remember being like 20, 21, opening for Mario Cantone, and he was like, "How old are you?" I'm like 21, and he just did like like a.
It's just
Do you know Mario?
yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He did like a very like flamboyant like he could like 21. Good God.
Well, were you good at 21?
I mean, I was okay. I was enough to like be a guest spot somewhere,
Yeah, I was good. I didn't start getting booked for shows till I was 20. So that was
Yeah, I wasn't like I didn't, obviously I didn't become a headliner or anything,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I was, I could get you. Yeah, I was able to do like showcases and win little contests and shit like
Do you
that.
ever have to do bringer shows?
I did bringers, but I stopped doing those. I just didn't want to do
Yeah.
them. But yeah, no, I did bringers for like, a year after college, when that was this process of getting into Manhattan places. And, like I would do bringers at like Stand Up New York, and I would do well enough that they would let me come back without bringing people or something like that. So it was worth it in that sense.
Your bringers in California are like rough. You bring like nine friends.
Yeah.
And all 9 friends got to buy drinks. I'm like, I can't do that to my friends. Like none of them will
Yeah. I don't think bringers are really worth doing.
No, of course
I
not.
think you're better off doing open mics and barking.
Yeah,
You're better off doing shitty bar shows.
I did open my. I was lucky because I started. The only place I did multiple shows back to back was Flappers when the one you did. But because they had a Flappers in Claremont, that's close to where I lived back in California, and then one of the workers there recognized me from the Claremont Club, and I went to Burbank, and then they booked me for shows then. So I got really lucky, and I was able to start doing shows over there.
Yeah, that's how it happens. You're with the thing with bringer shows is no one's seeing you do them.
Yeah.
No one's watching those.
Nope.
So, unless you really need the stage time to just get used to being on stage and not being nervous, I don't see the point.
Mm-hmm.
You're better off putting together your own bar show that you organize and then trading for spots.
Yeah.
Than doing bringers.
Do you know, you probably have no idea, but when comedy clubs in New York will start opening?
I don't know. I just have to believe that the vaccinations make that much more viable.
I saw that there are now more vaccinated people than people who have the virus.
I don't know.
On Rap's Instagram, they always think.
I suppose that is, I guess that is a number we should hit. We should have hit around now. Yeah. If it's considering how many people per day and that the number of at least the number of people that have been diagnosed infected. Obviously there's a lot of people who just have it, don't know, didn't need to go to the doctor, stuff like that. But that makes sense. And yeah, I just figure, as vaccinations continue, we have to be getting closer to that. Comedy clubs have been taking a really big hit because they're restaurants, essentially. And there really aren't. Restaurants weren't able to open for a long time. Now that they're 25%, I don't know how that affects comedy clubs, but I just know that I haven't done any indoor shows. I have not done live comedy since the pandemic started. I've only done
any of the Zoom thing?
Yeah, I've just done this kind of stuff. I haven't tried too many Zoom shows. If I get asked directly, I'll do it, but I've kind of avoided doing them. I don't need to know whether or not my act works being screamed in a park.
Yeah. People who are jogging with headphones in.
Yeah, I just, I have other things I can do to not go crazy.
Yeah.
But we really, really hope that things change soon. And I mean, they have to, because every day more people are immune and can safely go inside somewhere. So I really have to imagine that within a month or two, it's going to be a lot different.
So, okay, to wrap this up, you wrote The King of Staten Island. You wrote on TV. You wrote all kinds of stuff. Can you reveal what the next big project is for Dave Sirus?
When does this come out?
This comes out probably tomorrow.
Okay. On February 10th, a TV show that I'm involved with is going to get announced.
Oh.
A cartoon.
Okay.
So that is something to come out. And I also there was something that I did in October called Let's Be Real, which is a political puppet like sketch show.
Oh, yeah.
That may come back as well.
No. Any movies? Any blockbusters?
I'm not going to. No movies that are guaranteed yet. There are things I've worked on. There are things I'm sort of developing, but nothing that I could speak of yet that that's anywhere near the point where it would be like imminently coming out. Nothing's getting made yet, but there are a couple of movies that hopefully get there. Yeah.
How's it feel? Your comedy commentary's first guest.
I am honored. I really hope that every comic gets to dive into why other comics have disliked you.
Yeah, it's a hell of a name though, right? Comedy commentary. No one's got.
Yeah, no, it's good. Good. Get it on iTunes. You can be great. This will go somewhere. I hope it helps.
Thank you, everybody. Dave Sirus. Where can they find you?
Oh, Dave Sirus on Instagram or Twitter, and Sirus is Sirus. Dave Sirus, like virus.
Yeah. Virus, but with an S.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dave. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Judd.
I want to throw this nigga over the ledge. Bruce Willis in 6 Sense, he don't know that he dead. Could let him find out for himself, or I could show him instead. And I see your scared tactics. You was weird trapping. You was home sleeping on your homie air mattress. Every artist that's in the game know you an actual lame. You was a bum asking for change, and that's factual lame. I heard you bought a new hair